This demo is about how Interactor can work with AI and machine learning to control all the devices and gathers data from the sensors so that it can help AIs train and make decisions based upon it. So in this demo, we're going to show how new devices, how easy it is for the new devices can be added and how to make changes and how easy it is to upgrade and update. But for this demo purposes, we are going to confine to AI working with one interactor, working with two cameras. And for the AI, we will be using facial recognition, where the AI will determine whether the photo is a person or the photo is a male or female. And it will control the camera based on it, where if it's a female, it's going to nod up and down, and if it's the male, it's going to shake his head sideways. So it will show how Interactor interacts with all these devices and be able to control it based on what the AI is giving it. So as you will see in here, we have two video surveillance cameras and a gateway. Here we have a UI for camera 1 and camera 2, where you have the video streaming coming in and you have the controls, and you have the real-time log from camera 1 coming and camera 2 coming, and what we Interactive is able to parse this data in real time to provide the data that the cloud wants. So as you can see here, camera 1 is already connected and configured on Interactor, so it is generating all the logs. However, camera 2 is not connected. So you'll see that when we press the photo, it captures and the camera is shaking to indicate that it is a male. But camera 2, there's no control. Now we'll see, we'll go through each one of these later on, but for now, we'll see how easy it is to now add camera 2 to the control. So right here, you can see that access camera 1 is there. All you really have to do is now go to add and assign a name to it, the property name. And assign an address to it. And press OK. And that's all you need to add extra cameras, because both of them are access cameras. The service that actually controls the access camera is identical, so we don't have to create another service to do so. But if we are adding another company, another vendor camera, we will just need to create another service and then add as many cameras from that manufacturer as we want. So now if we go back to the screen, we first have to commit it. Now if we don't put any name to it, it will just commit with the date and time. And we go to the status. Now the interfaces are all false, so we have to start it. So they are all active. The status is all active now. So if you go back, refresh, and press it, now you can see that it is shaking. And what do you know? I am a male. And when we do the picture for woman, as you can see, it shakes up and down, and it recognizes Emma Watson as a female. And as you can see, we still generate, camera 1 is generating all the logs, camera 2 is generating all the logs, and we are parsing the data to only the information that we want to send to the cloud. There's something that I want to mention is that these logs, we can get it directly from the camera, but we can also generate it on Interactor, so that if we are using a sensor or some dumb device that doesn't have logs, Interactor can generate these logs to make sure that we have some kind of record going back and forth. And you'll see this more in detail as we do a little bit more in depth into the Interactor. So let's log back into Interactor and look at the configurations. So let's go to Workspace Access again. So as you can see under the configuration, we have service, property, and interface. So service is a reusable logic blocks which accepts any number of arguments and returns a single value. And the property is used to define and hold data at any level of configuration. So you can reuse it just like what we did with IP address. It holds data and you can reuse it anywhere in the configuration. And interface are used to communicate with world outside of Interactor, just like what the word says. If you want to interface with other devices, you can define it here on the interface. So if we look at it more in detail, as you can see under the service, there are a lot of things, and under the camera you can see how the service is now working with camera. And if you look at the property, inside the property there's the access cam 1, access cam 2, and the IP address that other parts of the configuration can go ahead and reuse. And when you add new access camera, all you have to do is now continuously putting in properties here that can be reused outside. And services as well. When you add different vendor, you just add more services. And as you can see, interface here, we have two type of interface. Web server to show all the buttons and all the everything that you see as a web server, and WebSocket to show the logs on the web page. So we have the two of them here, and as you can see, it's just a very simple configuration. So as long as you put in web services here, type web service, now you have created an interface for web service, and this goes for any other protocol, whether it's Modbus, MQTT, TCP, UDP, whatever it is. All you have to do is now define it here, and Interactor will do the job of acting that way. And of course you can define ports here. So if you look at, there are many things that Interactor brings as default, such as activities. Now you have the full activities log. So whatever happened in that WebSocket, we actually have the activity log, what's sent, what's received, when it's disconnected, connected. And same as web server, what is sent and what is received. You can see what time, so what's in the body, the events. So you have the full activity log of the things that's been happening there. And if you go to debug, you can actually debug your solution just because Interactor provides debug functionality as default. So for the service property, you can just drill down to debug what is happening. So as you can see, initial, final, the variables, the time result. So Interactor keeps all that record. As you can see, all the things that we did, you can see, and you can drill down as deep as you liked to see what is going on exactly and what is going wrong. And obviously log, if you enable the log here, it will constantly log all the activities that is going on with Interactor. So this is a really cool thing because many times you hook up a sensor and you don't know really what's going on and what's unless you have a log. So when you actually work with those DOM devices, having a log, also on the application level and the solution level, just having a log helps you manage the solution a lot better. And obviously, on the status, we have all the interfaces here. So now we have two active, but you can actually control each of the interfaces to activate it or not activate it. And if you look at hover for the details, you know what type of interface that is. Right now, there's a WebSocket with port 8081, and when we look at the web server that we are hosting everything, is HTTP server 8080. Yeah, so it goes same for timer, variable sessions. You can fully control all of them within the interactor. I hope the demo was helpful to you in demonstrating how interactor works with the AI and be able to get instructions from the AI to now control devices. And as interactor becomes the scalable edge computing platform, how easy it is to just add more and more devices, and how easy it is to change and manage as a edge computing platform. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us. All right. Thank you very much.